Hi, everybody. Welcome to an ongoing train wreck. Oh, goodness. We're going to be playing some Magic the Gathering eventually. If I can... Oh, gosh, and I've got my freaking phone volume turned up. Okay. Hello, Born Loser. Good to see you in chat as per usual. I'm glad that you're going to be around to witness chaos and madness. We currently have a black screen because my Magic the Gathering... the arena has decided... Oh, good. Their task manager was not responding. Always good to see. All right. We're going to be playing some Magic the Gathering Arena today. If this little frickin' thing wants to... Oh, God. So the reason that I'm late to... Oh, gosh. Has Windows itself crashed? No. Okay, that's good. Well, there's a Java update. Wonderful. So the reason that the stream was late today is my computer decided to freeze with 5 minutes to go. So that's why we're a little bit late. The computer's actively booting up as we speak, essentially. We're going to try to launch Magic Arena again. Looks to be working this time, which is great. I really have no idea what I'm going to do today, because I was supposed to stream with Sam today. That was the plan. Where's my OBS? There we go. Hey, look at that. We're up and running. Supposed to stream with Sam today. That ended up not working out because of something on her end. Not her fault, incidentally. Unforeseen happenings. So we're going to be doing some... I have no idea what I'm going to do today, honestly. I was originally planning on drafting some Strixhaven for y'all. But to be completely honest, like I've been looking at the set list for Strixhaven, right? The full list of cards in the set, and there's some interesting stuff in there. Not gonna lie, but it's overall it doesn't appear to be a great set, quite frankly, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that instants and sorceries, temporary effects, are just not that interesting in Magic the Gathering. We exist in an environment where I think there's a lot more player investment in your permanents. Creatures, artifacts, enchantments, lands even, I guess. I mean, lands are mostly just, mana source, but you can do interesting stuff with lands. Whereas your instants and sorceries, and planeswalkers as well, those are also permanents. Instants and sorceries, because those effects have to resolve, like in a moment. There's just there's only so much that instants and sorceries can do to really reshape the landscape of the game, right? And doing, like, I think that they obviously they have their place in the game, and there has been, there are, like, prowess is now an evergreen mechanic. That's an instants and sorceries matter ability. It's on a creature with prowess. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, the creature gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. That's fine. That was introduced in Khans of Tarkir as the Jeskai mechanic, who I believe were the white, blue, red clan. And then you also had, like, Izzet, the Izzet guild, that's the blue and red guild in Ravnica. Instance mattered there. Hello, Bert McMaud. The game was just loading. That's all. But we're here now. And So let's... Incidentally, I wouldn't have even had enough coinage to open up Strixhaven anyway. I'm terrible at drafting. I'll fully admit it. Let's do a draft of Kaldheim, just because we can. This will probably last the whole stream, which is good. So we're gonna select cards one at a time from rotating draft packs. Build a 40-card deck. Play games, receive prizes. We'll see how that goes. Let's get into it. We've got 2 hours to kill. Little under that. Oh, I am talking about Magic the Gathering, the world's first trading card game, and now a digital game. God, that game is a little bit buggy today. Kolvori, God of Kinship. I am so unfamiliar with this set. It's a real problem. I mean, we drew a god, right? Like, that's got to be our first draft pick. As long as you control 3 or more legendary creatures. That's vigilance. Okay. So we should definitely try to draft legendary creatures as well. Let's do that. I mean, we have an idea of the deck we want to build. Right? We've got green. Probably throw some red in there as well. Ravenous Lindworm is honestly not terrible. Revitalize I had a pretty good time with in my first Kaldheim draft. Honestly, I mean, it's not that bad, especially given that you get to keep the cards and you get to keep the cards and you can get rewards for winning. It's not that bad. At least I don't mind it. I've been playing this game basically every single day, so I'm always hitting my daily quests. Draugr Helm isn't terrible, but it's a black artifact, which is not ideal. Let's do Revitalize. I don't actually know if there are actual human players out there. I'm unsure about grabbing stuff that requires snow mana to draw, because like you actually have to draw into those lands. Ice Tunnel is no use to us. Yeah, I think Revitalize. We'll do a blue, black or a green and white deck. Should be fine. Any legendary creatures? No. Well, we do. Okay. I don't think that's going to be of much use to us. Basic land card. Not even terrible. Let's do that, because it's reusable land seeking, which seems pretty good. One, two with reach seems pretty bad, actually. Tap target creature, that's kind of... It's pseudo-evasion, which isn't awful. Raven Wings, this is actual evasion, so let's do that. Roots of Wisdom, mill 3 cards, then return a land card or elf card to your hand versus Replicating Ring. Now, what's this artifact that that you can cast instead? So creature type and spend this many mana only to cast a creature spell. Or a legendary creature spell. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Either way, she doesn't seem... Well, her ability is actually kind of good. This is... I'm finding fewer legendary creatures than I would want. I think I like this Thor-looking dude better. So let's do that. Giant Ox is pretty good. I mean, it's a ginormous butt that you can put on the battlefield to get in the way of things. That's fine by me. What do we want? Invoke the Divine, destroy target artifact or enchantment, you gain 4 life. That's not terrible. A little bit of enchantment removal. Axe Guard Armory. No, God Code Spell Cleric. Score an effigy. Let's do that actually. It's creature enchantment or artifact enchantment or creature with flying. That sounds fine. That could come in handy sometimes at least. The second spell was cast this turn. If it was the second spell cast this turn. That's not terrible. Non-land permanent cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Just can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. I think Valkyrie Sword is probably better. That's actually not a terrible enchantment. I'd spend half a mana for each of those effects individually. Why not? King Harald's Revenge. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control and gains trample. Must be blocked this turn if able. You're going to be playing a lot of creatures during a draft anyway, so let's do that. And it's in our color matrix anyway. What is this? Choose a creature you control. Until your next turn, all damage that would be dealt the creature you control is dealt. Creatures you control. Okay. Or this. Till end of turn. I don't think I'll use... You know what? I'll take this just to deny it to someone else. I don't even know if that's how this fucking thing works, but whatever. It's a cool thing, and I like the Saga card format. Sure, I'm just grabbing the Sagas at this point. Take Roots of Wisdom, why not? Maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. Who knows? Let me read chat. I'm watching, but I'm going to chill on the surface. I'm afraid if I make comments... Okay, cool. Glad we got a nice balance there. I'm still not seeing a lot of... Cosmos Elixir. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card if your life total is greater than your starting life total. Otherwise, gain 2 life. That actually seems pretty good. I've seen that before. I'll take that over Invoke the Divine or fucking Revitalize at this point. Might pick up and Revitalize later. Not Vold Recluse actually looks kind of cool, but I'm going to take the rare. Don't call me a basic bitch. Yeah, you can see people are starting to not take rares because of... because they're starting to find stuff within their color. Spirit Warrior. Okay. I can see that kind of being useful, maybe-ish. I don't think I've pulled a single legendary creature, which is kind of a bummer, except for, I guess, she herself is a legendary creature. Which is nice, which is very considerate of her. I'll take the evasion. I will. Scam of Power, legendary creature, Elf Warrior. It's not in our colors though. I don't really think I want to be running 3 colors in a limited format. A rune card. I don't think I've picked up a single rune card, so best not. Mammoth Growth is pretty good, and we can foretell it. That seems good. It's a nice little combat trick. Well, now I find a fucking rune. Or a rune. Enchant permanent. Does the battlefield draw a card? As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it has lifelink. That actually seems pretty good. As long as enchanted. Okay, so we could enchant equipment as well. Okay, I see. I getcha. Oh, that's actually super useful. So that if the creature dies, the aura is still attached to the enchant or to the equipment. That seems super duper useful. And I like this guy. I don't know. I might actually. I don't know. I don't know. Warhorn Blast also seems kind of great, actually, as a nice little bomb move at the end. Let's fucking take it. Again, I would like to reiterate, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Wings of Cosmos. Can fly until end of turn. Untap it. That seems nice as a little DIY vigilance, although I really do like that Mammoth Growth. Let's go with Mammoth Growth. I know, it's a common. I'm taking a common over a rare. I don't have any snow shit in my deck so far, or in my pool. Masked Vandal. It's a shapeshifter changeling, which means it's every creature type. When Masked Vandal enters the battlefield, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, that actually seems kind of good. I like my removal, my enchantment removal. Seems pretty valuable. Let's see here. You know what? Let's do that. Something we can have in our back pocket. It's kind of useful in a different deck. Well, let's grab that anyway. Because this is nothing. We're pulling garbage that we cannot use right now. So I'm going to take this weird a giant rogue, which is a weird thing. It's a weird thing to encounter. I'll take another Broken Wings because at least it's in my colors, and Strategic Planning, why not? It's the last pick of the pack. God, all of these sagas, and I can't use a single feckin' one of them. You know what? I kind of like this Giant Ox. I do. I kind of like him as just a way of getting in their way. Hey, look, a legendary creature. Not useful to me because it's not my colors. But whatever. What is her thing? She gets a big boost. Well, we're never gonna activate that. We don't have a single legendary creature in our deck besides her, but that's fine. She's a 2/4 with not a very useful ability to us. I'm beginning to think that actually taking her as like what we're shaping our deck around is not super great in a draft form, but again, don't know what I'm doing. I've got plenty of minions or creatures. I'm not gonna be. I guess actually we are kind of running a little low on creatures. Second spell each turn cast. Create a white. Okay. It's actually a good point. Tree folk. Rootless U dies. Search your library for a creature card with power, toughness. Okay. Well, let's try to get at least one of those. Burn Loser actually makes a very good point that we're running a little low on creatures here. Zerulf's Packmate. Okay. Let's do that. We can foretell it. Ooh. That actually seems really valuable. It's a cool little ability he's got there. Bucko. Lifelink is a fine ability. I really like this Mammoth Growth, in case you can't tell. Unless, do we want to go for God's Hall Guardian? We can foretell it for three and a white, rather. Let's go for Mammoth Growth again, because I really like it. Garbage. All garbage. I'll take your legendary creature, though. Folks are drafting white and green. Looks of it, I'll take a Saga. This looks like Rakdos bullshit going on there. I guess makes a certain amount of sense. With it being a red-black demon thing. Rune of Might. Enter the battlefield, draw a card as long as... Okay. 7+1 on trample seems pretty good. For another cleric. Warhorn Blast. Another fucking Mammoth Growth. Okay. Let's see if we can cobble some kind of something from this. Okay, let's first of all remove all the stuff that we do not need. Is Ravenwings the only... Ravenwings is the only artifact equipment we picked up. Does not bode particularly well for us. There's a lot of ifs in this deck. That's absolutely true. Don't get to use any of our fun... Our mana curve is all kinds of funky. Right in here. Okay. Okie dokie. Arachniform. Which I like. Let's do what I did the last time. I did a draft. I got rid of everything I didn't grab multiples of, and then I started adding them back in bit by bit. If I grabbed it twice, it's probably worth keeping in there, right? Okay. Do we want to keep in our god? I don't think so, actually. I don't think she is valuable enough to us. I don't think that she serves enough of a function to us. So there's that. We need to add in 15 cards, right? Revitalize, I feel good about. That did serve me well in the previous draft. Where's my Cup of the Cosmos, or whatever it's called? Cosmos Elixir. Feel good about that. Feel pretty good about Raven Wings. Don't know how I feel about Scorn Effigy, frankly. Horizon Seeker, I like okay. Where's that little dwarf? I like Usher the Fallen. Like Valor of the Worthy. He's okay. I really like this dude. His ability seems pretty good. I like my Pegasus quite a bit. Clarion Spirit, because of how low cost so many of our spells are, that seems like it'll be pretty useful, actually. Masked Vandal doesn't seem terrible. Rootless U, just for a body, seems pretty good. We got 3 more cards to add in. Let's do that. Let's do our Scorn Effigy, because being able to cast him for 0 mana will feel pretty good. And let's put in Arachnoform. Okay, this is a really weird, janky deck. Yeah, no, our first pick, like, the thing that shaped half of our color identity, just not useful. Very bad. Poor choice. Okay. And she's on the deck box. Let's change that to literally anything else. Let's change it to the Ox. There we go. I'm doing this for my own benefit. Okay, let's play our first game. See how badly this deck does. We have 3 losses in the draft before we get booted. I think Mulligan. Yeah? It's not a great opening hand, but I'll take it. Let's keep the 6, get rid of one of our Broken Wings. Honestly, in a draft, being able to remove flyers is pretty useful in the grand scheme of things. Honestly, this dude could be playing the deck that I had in my last draft. I played like 3 of this chick. The Beskir Shieldmate. So he just foretold something, which is valuable to know. He's not attacking, which is probably smart. No, I'm not going to attack with my giant ox, because that would not go well. And yes, I have land, which is important. I like the ox, I'm not going to lie. See, I don't trust that. I don't trust that whatsoever. Like, he had a trick. You don't attack like that unless you've got something to do. He just foretold again. And foretelling is not casting, so his Code Spell Cleric does not get anything on it. Attack with my Story Seeker. It's possible that he has a combat trick, but at least I'll gain 2 life off of it. Nope. Okay. Cool beans. Beginning of your end step. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. GTK. Okay, I'm gonna block because I'm curious. I'm very curious, actually. Field. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. I was dealt damage this turn. Dummy. Okay, I mean, he still got me, which is unfortunate, but whatever. We could foretell this, but let's just fucking go, yo. It's still an instant. He might not, block. Okay, he did not block. Cool beans. Zip, zap, zop, motherfucker. Get draw a card. And, hey! I could... Oh, I guess because it was during my end step. Okay, that makes a certain amount of sense. The fuck? We could foretell this again. I don't know, there really wouldn't be much benefit to foretelling. Attack, he might block, which would be to our benefit. He did. Actually. Folks, give me 1 second here. Okie dokie. All right. Stuff. It's, I'll tell you what, last week, honestly, like the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. Last week, and the second half of last week felt very long, folks. So, anyway, so we did, I had to take a call. I tried to concentrate on that and the game at the same time. That did not work, and I know my limits. I conceded at the time, so we have 2 more losses to go. Let's fucking see if we can pull off a miracle. But I kind of doubt it. This deck feels janky AF. Like, at least with my first draft, I put together, like, this nice little, like, sleek... I say sleek. A decent, like, low-cost white aggro deck. Like, white-black aggro deck with a nice little finisher in the form of this Saga thing that I had. Let's keep this. Let's... Okay, I'm already coming up with a strategy, right? Drain's Amulet. Okay. Let's do this. We're actually going to try to take advantage of a couple of abilities here. Yes, onwards and upwards, indeed, Anonymous. That's honestly, onwards and upwards has been the theme of the last couple of days. It's been a heck of a day, or not the day, the last several days, honestly. Okay, so here's what we do. Here's what we're gonna fucking do. We're gonna play. You're gonna tap that. No. We cast this for 0. It's foretell cost. That we're gonna play Giant Ox. And it occurs to me that I did not cast him second, so this has been a bit of a pointless exercise. Whatever. Learn from our mistakes. Oy. That was almost clever, what I just did. It was almost clever. Fuck. God damn it. Whatever. It's fine. They're probably having themselves a nice little laugh at my expense, though. Let's play our forest for the turn. Land for turn. Let's foretell this. Let's play a Masked Vandal. Let's do nothing. No attacks. I think this dude got mana screwed. He's only cast 2 islands so far. You know what it probably is? He, well, no, I guess he just simply does not have... Okay, so here's the first thing. Here's the sign that we're dealing with someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They have more than 40 cards in their deck. That's a big part of the issue. Like, I always like seeing these people... in like standard matches where it's like 84 cards in deck. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm dealing with someone who doesn't know how to play Magic the Gathering. Good. Yeah, no, of course you're going to run into consistency issues with a more, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, with a 51 card deck in frickin' a draft. My dude. Let's actually do this Ruthless U. No, because we still want to be able to foretell our Mammoth Growth. Let's go next. Let's attack with those two. We'll use Mammoth Growth on whatever doesn't come through. Or whatever he doesn't block, rather. Whatever damage is going to get through. Mm-hmm. That makes a certain amount of sense. Boosh. Oops. Oopsie doodle. And you can always see, like, telltale issues with those kinds of demi. Thank you. Okay, he did something. Don't quite know what. Okay, let's just... We don't need to foretell it. Just... feckin' cast it. You weirdo. That makes a certain amount of sense to make that block, huh? Probably shouldn't have attacked with him. But whatever, he wasn't doing any good for me anyway. This guy is so... He just does not want to... attack. Hey, I actually get to use Code Spell Cleric correctly. Hooray! Oh, I get to put a... Oh, that's much better than what I thought this was. I thought he got the +1/+1 counters. I didn't realize you could put... Okay, he just got, like... a good chunk more interesting to me. And then once we get Rootless U in, we'll have some stuff to do. We are bound to wander this forest forever. Sometimes I think it wanders with us. No kidding. Alright. How many cards does this dude have in hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, he's going to have to discard. And, he probably can't even cast what he foretold. Poor bugger. Well, let's throw this on him. Try this one on for size. So attack with everything he can't handle. So Code Spell Cleric is a lot more useful than I thought he was. Ooh. Got something with Flash. Target creature an opponent controls. Okay, that's not a terrible thing to do, but like... You don't even... Okay, cool. Cool. Oh, you didn't even save yourself. Oy. You could have... Well, whatever. He wasn't going to win that one anyway. He had that... The end was nigh for my little friend there. Whatever. First win, so at least we get a pack and 100 gems. Well, I guess we would have gotten a pack and 50 gems. We might have actually been able to win that first game, but I had to take a call, folks. I mean, with all due deference, Anonymous, to my opponent, it's hard to have a flawless victory against someone who's clearly not, like, was not running the most efficient deck that they could have been running. Yeah, a 40-card deck, you're gonna run into issues regardless. Let's see here. This is not usable. Mulligan. I'm pretty sure I said mulligan. See, this person is also going over their card limit. Now, the fact that they've only gone over by 4 cards leads me to think that they're doing something a little bit more. Like, there's, that they have a reason. But even so. I'm curious. I think this may be a server issue. Hey, there we go. Waiting for servers. Okay, mulligan. Oh, look at that. Also useless. Unusable. Mull to 5. Did we get the same hand twice, or is the server still running into issues? Three cards at the bottom of your library. Fuck it. We need, like, lands and shit. Okay, keep 4. Yes, we'll just get rid of... Actually, second spell each... Oh my god, I'm working on it! Christ on a bicycle. Clarion Spirit and Warhorn Blast. Okay. Jeebus Creebus. This is... I think we might be netting our second loss for the game, but maybe not. Got Battlefield Raptor. Do they feel like losing Battlefield Raptor? I don't know. Okay, they do feel like losing Battlefield Raptor. Good to know. And it has first... Oh my god, it has first strike. Okay, dumb move, Ned. Well done. Dingus. Good news is that for once the stream is actually looking extremely snappy. Like I'm right on top of it. The delay is very low today. Don't know what that's about. Yay, I get to cast it for free. Not that it fucking matters. I feel dumb about that. I've used Battlefield Raptor. I drafted like 3 of them in my last draft. For fuck's sake. Righteous Valkyrie. We have a little pet. I don't have a little pet because I haven't unlocked the mastery path. Oh, good. More mana. For fuck's sake. Not that it matters, because we can't block either of these fuckers anyway. I think we might eat our second loss of the game here, or of the draft. Oh, look at that. Wraith on swings. Lovely. I'm trying to think if Raven's Wings is a functional reprint. No, it's not a functional reprint of... What was... There was a... Very suspicious of this. I'm suspicious of tricks. There was a piece of, like, Wings equipment in... Yeah, that's what I was expecting. In Innistrad. That didn't give you the bird type. For fuck's sake. I'm gonna lose this. We mulled us 4 at the beginning of a draft. It's hard to recover from that. And I've just been making tactical errors left and right, which is also not great. Heck, this draft might be over almost around 4:30 at this point. We might have a whole second half of the stream to fill. And I sort of owe it to myself to give it my all, but, yeah. Oh, look at that. I can block the Valkyrie, I guess. Why not? Okay, GG. Can't win that. Oh well. I knew I wasn't gonna do great. I didn't expect to do this poorly, though. I'm gonna be honest. I thought I would at least like win like maybe 3 games for the 3 that I lost. But oh well. Let's try to at least get a second win before we fucking lose out of this thing. Oh, I watched the end of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier this past Friday. Thought that was good. I liked Sam's new suit. Let's get rid of Warhorn Blast. Ooh, Otto knows it's his dinner time soon. He can sense it. He's just sitting on the arm of the couch, just softly whimpering, saying, "Papa, feed me. Feed me. It's 4:29. Why you no food?" I'm gonna grab the bean, actually. Take him to stream with me. Come here. Oh, you're feeling playful. 1 second while my opponent figures out what they're doing with their life. Alright, what did I miss? Oh, they just played Revitalize. Cool, 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 cool. Let's foretell this. Our sworn effigy. So we can play 2 spells next turn. If we draw another land, we'll play the Cosmos Elixir and then Sworn Effigy. And we'll get a little ghosty ghost, which is good. By the way, I should mention that I am currently coming to you now. You are hearing my voice as sort of processed through a $9 pop filter. So our audio setup here has gotten maybe 10% more sophisticated, which means it's still not very sophisticated. Now, I am suspicious that they might have a combat trick. And Clarion Spirit is a cool enough card that I don't really want to fuck with it just yet. So I'm going to let this pass. Although this person seems to be a little bit hesitant here. So no attacks for now. Honestly, there's at least 2 decks that I could think of Cosmos Elixir being useful in. That being the... I think Life Skills is the name of the deck. It's the black and white starter deck. And frankly, even slipping 2 copies into the Massive Menagerie deck could be quite valuable. as these things go, just because it adds a little bit of extra time to your tables. Let's do Raven Wings. And the Giant Ox, so we get another Ghosty Ghost. Another Spurt. Another Sprit. And then no attacks? Question mark? Fortunately, Batter Shield Warrior can be easily blocked by my Giant Ox, even with its enchantment, which is good. The Yeti, which is, you know, cool, I guess. Actually, you know what's even better? You know what's cooler than $1 million? A flying ox. Let us swing in with a thing or two. Yeah. I'll block one. We'll get at least a point of damage in. We're getting double card drawing, which is really cool. That Cosmos Elixir is actually really pretty good. That's a good rare. Especially in a format where your deck is going to be a little bit, you know, it's not as refined as you'd like it to be. That extra card drawing is quite valuable. Stalwart Valkyrie. Cool beans. Bearer Intruder. -2, -0 until end of turn. What are they going to even use that on? Maybe Scorn Effigy? Maybe? Yep, I was right. Okay. Oh no, my Scorn Effigy got intruded. I'll just block you with my big flying, or my big ground-based ox. Weird single attack, but whatever, dog. You do you, boo. Honestly, I think it goes on Giant Ox, which is a little weird, I'll admit, but I think it works. This is the like weirdest way. I'm just like cuz my creature like curve is just a little bit better than theirs. Mammoth Growth, useful spell. Very useful spell. I think I'm not feeling super rushed here. If I'm being real honest. Like, those giant oxes are actually really quite in handy. I think maybe next turn if we get a land, which I'd love to see, we could use Broken Wings on... Okay, so now you have a creature with Summoning Sickness. Cool. Use Broken Wings on their Valkyrie. And then foretell Mammoth Growth. Then use Mammoth Growth on the next turn to do something. That's a good move. No blocks. Well, doesn't have lifelink. Fuck it. I want my card drawing. I don't think he's gonna block with Battlefield Raptor. Well, even if he does, I'll just kill it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's take down broken. Let's break your stalwart Valkyrie's wings. Just a tish. Let's ground her. Then let's foretell this. Then swing in with this. It's also worth mentioning that we could actually swap the Raven's wings onto something else. Like, we could throw that onto Story Seeker if we wanted to for the life gain. Just playing Scorn Effigy outright. Don't even want to... Or no. I guess they did have that foretold. Cool. Good for you. Good for you, boo. Good for you. Now you're actually using it correctly. What are you going to use it for, though? That's what I would like to know. This is such a drawn-out game. And I think if this person were using their creatures a little bit more aggressively... Because, like, I don't have that many, high-power creatures right now. Like, if they used their Yeti and their Battershield Warrior, like, they'd probably at least be getting in some damage. But no, it's like, if I can't get all my creatures in, I want to get, I want to get all of them through. If anything's going to be blocked, I don't feel like attacking at all. I guess, now hold on. Oh, something gave it flying? Oh, I see. Wings of the Cosmos gave him flying. Okay. Cool story, I guess. Whatever. Let's do Masked Vandal. Yeah. Actually, shit. I wish I had another fucking... forest. Still, let's do Masked Vandal. I think we maybe just play it safe. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Ooh, that actually sounds useful. What do we want to get rid of? Worthy. Yeah, let's do that, actually. Get rid of one of his 2/3 power things. Yeah. On to combat. Swinging with Giant Ox. Can't block it. So, oop. I know how this works. I remember. That should, yeah, that'll activate that ability. Okay, this is a really weird way to go about winning a game of Magic the Gathering, but it's working for what it's worth. Now, are we going to foretell another mammoth growth? No. What we're going to do... Well, actually, yes, we will. That is what we're going to do. Because that is probably the fastest way to go about winning this game, is to just boost shit. Did we not actually... I guess we didn't have any... Yeah, okay. Well, fuck it. That was pointless anyway, because we didn't have any creatures in our graveyard to exile. Whatever, man. I don't know why... Timmery? I don't know why my opponent is not attacking more aggressively. Like, again, with Battershield Valkyrie, or Battershield Warrior and the, like, Frostpeak Yeti, you could be getting damage in. No blocks, because I don't care about a point of damage. I really don't. Just denying yourself potential blockers. Horizon Seeker, which is pretty good, incidentally. Let's see here. They can block up to 4 of my creatures. This is gonna take them. I'm anticipating this is gonna take them a while to figure out, like, what they actually want to block. But let's attack with everything, and I think we'll get enough damage through. And whatever, we'll throw Mammoth Growth onto something that comes through. I'm anticipating this might take them a while. I'm gonna have to have a good hard think about this one. They're really interested in preserving their creatures. Do not want to put any of their dudes into peril. Not blocking Giant Ox, the flying one. That's one. Yeah, let's throw that on there. It's not quite enough. Okay. I'm fairly confident we've got this one in the bag. Yeah. We're about to get hit with a bunch of damage, potentially. Although, you might want to keep his blockers open to prevent any more. Or they could just concede. Recognize that I'm going to win probably eventually. And just move on with their day. Cool. Okay. Not a total loss then. That's good. That was a long game. I'm not used to games on here going that long, quite frankly. So we've got at least 200 gems in a pack. That's cool. Let's see if we can pull off at least one more victory. At least go 3-3 would be nice. My last draft was 4-3, but I'm calling slight extenuating circumstances because of the phone call that I had to take. And I think it's regarding an issue that happened like earlier in the week. Hopefully that's the last I'm gonna have to deal with that directly. Gosh. I think okay, let's try. Let's give this a shot. I'm not super confident in this. Especially because they have their first creature out already, and I don't. And their first creature is adorable. Okay, good. A land. Terrific. Okay. This is dumb. I'm gonna do a dumb thing. I'm gonna foretell this, actually. It's slightly less dumb. At least I'm doing something. Oy, oy, oy. A 2/2 first striker. It's interesting. I don't quite get Fearless Pup's ability until end of turn. Gotcha. Okay, so you can attack with it, then use its boast ability. I gotcha. Masked Vandal. Oh. Okay, I don't know why that forces me to target it, but whatever. Sculptor of Winter. Untap a Snowland. Alright. I suspect traps. Right, I suspected a trick of some kind, and he sort of served his function. Treasure. Let's foretell this. Next. Be really cool if he had vigilance, but oh well. Place the Packmate first, and then the Codespell Cleric. Get a 4/4 on the field. That's pretty cool. X-Guard Cavalry. Yeah. So they're building up like a little reserve of mana here, which is a little bit concerning. But you know. Ish whatever. Would I rather have a 4/4 or a 06 on the field? I think I'd rather have the 4/4, if I'm being real honest. We can get Giant Ox later. Let's swing? Question mark? I'd love to see them dump their hand, so I'm not worried so much about trickery. Trickery dickery dock. We could do Broken Wings on one of their enchantments. Again, I have no issue sacking Codespell Cleric. He's served his function. Put a +1/+1 counter on a creature and get a chump blocker? Sure, why not? I don't mind it at all. It's a little esoteric requirement with second spell cast and all that, but it's fine. I can handle that. I can manage that. Let's... You can actually play Giant Ox. I think I will. Hey! That's good. Make that work. They pulled a fancy card. Good for them. Like, whatever these are called. Masterpieces or whatever. It's Arena's version of foils, essentially. Face is the place. They have no tricks, and... No, they do, don't they? They can buff him, huh? Yep, that's... Sure can. Oopsie doodle! Criminy. Okay, well... They pulled 2 snow-covered mountains. Good for you. Good for the... I respect the commitment to make use of this, like, bad version of a mana dork. Well, whatever. I still blocked him, which is kind of what matters, sort of. Doomscar Titan. Okay, bro. Whatever, bro. Let's foretell this. Play Horizon Seeker. Can we not? No, we sure can't. Let's foretell mammoth growth, and why not? We're just gonna foretell fucking everything. No attacks? Past turn? Question mark? Ugh. I don't know. I think I could maybe pull this off. Maybe. No blocks. Getting real down to the wire here. Buff that up. Ooh, you know what? They might actually come in for lethal damage here. No, not quite. Not quite lethal damage. That's good. But next turn, they will kill me if I don't kill them this turn. The fucking Horizon Seeker. They have enough to block everything. If they let something... if they let the packmate through, I can win this. But they did not. They really did not. It doesn't matter. Well, I want them to know how close they came to death. Oh, yeah. I want them to know. I got a little bit mana screwed there. GG. I'm gonna let them kill me. All right, I'm actually gonna let the attacks come through. This was a hard fought game. I'll admit that. Maybe some tactical errors on my part. Maybe I just got mana screwed. Hard to say. But you know, good for them. Good for them. And I did okay. It wasn't a great deck. I've not done that much drafting. I've never been great at drafting. I'd like to get better at drafting, honestly. Maybe I'll start listening to Limited Resources, the podcast about drafting once again. Who knows? But I got 200 gems and a pack, which is nice. I think... No, I can't quite get in. Well... Oh well. Maybe I might use the gems that I won from drafting to draft again later. Like, I might go in for another draft because I'm almost there. Not today, obviously. For the rest of the day, I think let's do this. Let's open my Kaldheim pack. Let's open a few more packs and then play like a game or two. Oh, look at that. We got a rare. Lovely. Invoke the Divine. At least I'm starting to like get familiar with Kaldheim, which is nice. Because there's a lot of like Throne of Eldraine and like Ikoria stuff. Which I guess makes a certain amount of sense because people are attached to those decks that they built sort of earlier on. There's the cards that they've had the most time with. Craven Hulk. Can't block alone. Interesting. So it's like a coward. Ban at birth, the giant was raised by goats. Ironically, it grew up to be the most cautious member of the herd. That's actually... I like that. That's a nice little bit of storytelling there. Boreal Outrider, Snow Creature. Elf Warrior. If you cast a creature spell, if snow was any of that spell's colors was spent to cast it, creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, cool. That's neat. So you can build like a snow theme based around that. Forging the Titrite Sword. Interesting. So, like, either go for this very specific thing or just, you know, an equipment. Cool. Now let's open our Strixhaven. As much as I am kind of underwhelmed by this set, it's guilds, but worse. Electrolyze, which I think might have actually come from fucking Ravnica. Just 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. That's actually kind of useful. That's from the Masterpiece. Or not the Masterpiece, that's the Mystical Archives. Because it has the different set symbol there. Actually, here's a super important thing. This is all lovely. I'm glad that we got some wild cards. Spectacle Mage is cool and all. Summoning. Yeah, whatever. I need to explain something. Maybe Strixhaven might actually be fun to draft. I don't know. I've sort of bumped myself from getting to do that for a while because it's only the premier draft, which is 10,000 coins because it's all new and shit. Actually, is there anything? Okay, because you earn a few more. Okay, that's why. Because the rewards are really good. Okay. Well, that makes a certain amount of sense. Kind of wish I'd held off. Fuck it, whatever. Maybe next time that I play Arena on stream, I'll draft Strixhaven. I don't know. But there's something really important that I need to explain to people who are not familiar. I'm going to do this as a bot match. Unless, actually, hold on. Let me fucking see if I can do this. Because I need to show off the back of a Magic the Gathering card, right? Actually, fuck it. I can do it right here. Okay. So, I talk about enemy and allied colors, right? So the back of every Magic the Gathering card has this, including the stupid Deckmaster title, which even Mark Rosewater has gone on record saying, like, if I could change one thing about the back of the cards, I'd want to remove the Deckmaster thing. But anyway, so the back of each card features the 5 colors of Magic: white, blue, black, red, and green, the Wooburg colors. Every color has 2 colors that are adjacent to it and 2 colors that are not adjacent to it. The adjacent colors are its allies. The opposing or the non-adjacent colors are its enemy colors. There's a whole mess of, like, not even necessarily lore, but just, like, philosophy behind each of the colors as to, like, what they do. White is about order and the group over the individual. Blue is about, like, self-improvement through learning and knowledge and giant sea monsters for some reason. Although even then, there's, like, sea monsters are very mysterious, right? And blue is very much about delving into mysteries and stuff, right? Black is about it's about ego, right? Yeah, they're archetypes. That's a good way of putting it. Black is about ego and power and control. It's a very selfish color. It's concerned about itself and its own personal interests. Red is about passion and, like, raw emotion. It's a very chaotic color. It's a very energetic color, but it has elements of, like, there's a lot of artistry in red. There's self-expression, and green is it's a stoic color, right? Green is very much concerned with nature and the immutable nature of things. That's one of the reasons why it and blue are opposed to one another. Give me 1 second, because the sun is shining through the windows, through the blinds, and it's very bright. Like blue believes that basically anyone can be anything with like the proper application of knowledge, and green is like, no, you are what you are born into. Like, there are prey, there are predators, there are things that are stronger, there are some things that are weaker. That's just the way things go. But what's really interesting, and I'm just going to go on a little tangent here. What's really interesting is, and it's something that that Strixhaven obviously is doing. Like, you can even see it a couple times here. You've got black and white. You have red and white. These are enemy colors. It's an enemy color faction set. But this is not the first time that multicolor has been done, obviously. Probably one of the most well-known multicolor sets, because it's very much focused around multicolor stuff, is Ravnica, both the original Ravnica set and the Return to Ravnica set. Ravnica is a plane in the multiverse. It is one enormous city, and the city is run by 10 guilds. Technically 9 guilds, because the Dimir Guild isn't supposed to exist. They're like the guild of spies and shit. They're the sneaky guild. That's the blue and black guild. But there are... The 10 guilds represent the 10 different color combos. White, blue, blue, black, black, red, red, green, green, white, and... well, hell, I can show this off with the multicolor decks that the game gives me. Because Line of Fire... Rakdos, Selesnya, Gruul, Dimir, Izzet, Orzhov, Boros, Golgari, and the Simic. And I realized I just kind of whipped through that pack. I didn't really take a moment to look at any of the shit that was in it, so maybe that's my bad. Well, I'll go back and look at this shit later. That's actually a really neat shock. I'm going to include that in my Gerblins deck, and you cannot stop me. But what's really interesting, like, you get the idea of, like, okay, black and red. That's the Rakdos Guild, which are basically... They're sort of a demonic cult and catering company. The Rakdos are responsible for a lot of the butchery that happens in Ravnica, and by butchery I mean like actual like animal butchery. Like they process a lot of meat. They own a lot of slaughterhouses, and they also like throw parties. The Rakdos have a lot of entertainers within their guild, and you can kind of see that, like the ego and creativity that goes into performance, right? That's very red-black. You get like green-white, the Selesnya. It's nature and order. It is very carefully cultivated nature, and you get it, and that is expressed in the mechanics. Selesnya was their mechanic in Return to Ravnica, which is the set that I was familiar with. Their mechanic was Populate, which lets you duplicate creature tokens, which makes sense. Putting out creatures, creatures is a big point of similarity between green and white. Both colors care very much about creatures, and having a lot of them. Red and black, Rakdos, their mechanic was Unleash, where when it enters the battlefield... you can choose to put a +1/+1 counter on the card. If it has that, if it has a +1/+1 counter on it, it cannot block. So you have, trading power for security, which is something that red and black both share in common, a desire to go for something a little bit recklessly. But what's really interesting, this is my whole fucking point. I hurt my arm doing that. I was gesturing wildly. This is why I should turn on my webcam at some point, but, not for now. It really is, Anonymous. It's a really cool way that the game... This section of the stream, by the way, is basically a podcast. I hope people don't mind. This is what I'm talking about the Magic the Gathering core being really, really good. because it is really, really good. The core, like, mechanics and the core ideas behind Magic the Gathering are really, really strong. The really interesting shit happens when you have the opposite colors, enemy colors coming together to do interesting shit. Because you have to find, like, where they overlap. So, black and white, for instance. Black is selfish, and white cares about the group. So, when black and white come together, what do they care about? They care about the in-group. They care about protecting them and theirs to the detriment of others. So, they become a crime syndicate. The Orzhov Guild is basically the mafia / organized religion in Ravnica. But, like, it's an empty religion. It is religion for its own sake, kind of. Like, they're the Shockland for the Orzhov. And the Shocklands, they were multicolor lands. When they come into the battlefield, you can pay 2 life, otherwise they come in tapped. That was their whole thing. They were rares, they were very valuable cards. Like, even, like, the Steam events, which was the Is It land? And it's also worth mentioning that they had basic land types. So, Godless Shrine, which was the Orzhov Shockland, was like a Plains Swamp. So, if you had something like, get a Plains out of your deck, you could pull that Godless Shrine, which also made them valuable. Even the Steam Vents, which was the blue-red land, and blue-red wasn't really played in Standard, which is why I got mine cheap. Even that one, I think when I got it was like $8, and I got like 2 of them. But anyway, I've completely lost I've lost track of what I'm doing. Where was I? Yeah, okay, yeah. So the opposite color guilds were really interesting stuff. Yeah, so black white was the Orzhov syndicate. Blue red, as I said, that was the Izzet. IZZIT. The Izzet are sort of mad scientist wizards. Their mechanic, I want to say, was Overload, where you could, I want to say you paid more mana and created copies of the spell. I don't know. I might be misremembering that. They had a weird mechanic. Again, they weren't really played in Standard. Really, the guild whose presence was most felt in Standard was Azorius, which was the blue-white faction. And incidentally, what happens when you combine blue with its thirst for knowledge and white with its thirst for order? You get the legal system, the Azorius Courts, which was the big control color. Azorius had a lot of really good control stuff in it. And it just kept getting more powerful through the set, like fucking Sphinx's Revelation, which was just a mess, and then you had like Aetherling. It was a whole fucking thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Those days are long behind us. But yeah, so blue and red mechanically both care a lot about instants and sorceries. They're the 2 big, like, non-creature spell colors. And, you know, a combination of passion and a thirst for knowledge creates a bunch of inventors, which is cool. The Golgari, I think I don't remember much about the Golgari, which was the black-green guild. Their whole thing was Scavenge, I think was the name of their mechanic. They would pull creatures out of their decks and use them to put +1/+1 counters on creatures. Like you would exile it from your, or not from your deck, from your graveyard. You would exile the creature with Scavenge from your graveyard, and then you would put a number of +1/+1 counters on the creature that sort of equaled its the power and toughness of the creature. It was a whole fucking thing, which makes sense. The blue and green, or black and green, both have a fair amount of graveyard interaction, because you know, like green has this whole fertilizer vibe to it, and you know, death making way for life, and black obviously has a lot of graveyard interaction because it's the color of necromancy. So they had this whole thing of like, you know, basically like scavenging like organic armor off of bugs and stuff to put on existing creatures. And then red white, I actually played some. That was the Boros, which is like the military / army of Ravnica, which makes sense. You know, red is a pretty aggro color. White is also pretty aggro, but it's like ordered, so it makes sense that they're military. And then you had the really weird shit in the form of the green and blue, which was the evolve mechanic, which lets you, when I'm trying to remember, when something, so you have a creature with evolve, right? Let's say it was Cloudfin Raptor, I think that was one, which was a 0/1 blue flying creature for 1. I think it was like a bird lizard. There was a lot of weird combo creature types in the Simic decks. That was the blue-green guild. I hope this isn't boring y'all to tears. So what Evolve says is when another creature enters the battlefield with power or toughness greater than the power and toughness of this creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So you got to like, so first of all, you had all these creatures that had like these really weird imbalanced power toughness ratings. So you'd have something that was like a 5/2 or like a 1/4, so that you had a better chance of getting something with higher power toughness than it. Power or toughness than its power or toughness. And so you could like build up these really weird, like this army of evolving creatures. There was also interplay with the counters themselves. Like there was a card I forget the name of. I distinctly remember the artwork on it. It was like a blue and a green, and you got to move up to 3 +1/+1 counters from one creature to another. And you could also use that to fuck with the Rakdos players, because you could shift around their Unleash counters, the counters that they got from Unleash, so that was a whole thing, so you could keep creatures from blocking that way. But I distinctly remember the go figure, I can't remember the name of the card, but I can remember the flavor text on it, which was, "We plant the seeds of life. Sometimes we plant them in people." Which I thought was very nice. What is this? Oh, that's another frickin' thing. One of these weird, I still don't know what to make. I guess this is the Mystic Archives cards, huh? Mystic Archives being a set that includes Demonic Tutor, which is not legal even in Historic, much less, because it's, Demonic Tutor is, I believe, 1 and a black, and you get to search your card for any card you want, and it's like a sorcery. It's fucking wild. That's an old card. And it's it's a good example of like, spells used to be a lot more powerful, and creatures used to be a lot less powerful. Let's see here. Owlin Shield Mage. Ward 3 life. Whenever a permanent with ward becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player. Okay. That's actually kind of cool. Umbral Juke. That's an amazing card name. don't get me wrong, I like a lot of the flavor of Strixhaven. I really do. You know, it's sort of Hogwarts without the baggage of homophobia or transphobia. But you know, I just don't see like Learn and Ward making its way. Ooh, I pulled a planeswalker, a modal planeswalker, no less. Rowan and Will. Okay, they're the twins that I keep hearing mention of. So the way that these modal card works, because initially the first, and we're actually in September. What is it? The Werewolves of Innistrad, I think, is the next set that's coming out, which will bounce a bunch of shit out of the way. That's going to feature like the classic style, or at least I imagine it would, the classic style of double-faced cards, which were always transform cards. There was a way of moving from one side to the other. With these modal cards, you just choose a side and play it when you're there. This is really cool, though. Let me see here. Instants and sorceries you cast cost one less to cast, and that's true for both of them. On the Rowan side, deals damage to each opponent. I'm not going to explain how planeswalkers work right now because I don't have the fucking time. I'll read this over later. Fuck it. I'm going to show off. We're going to play a game with the deck that I've been having a lot of fun with, which is Massive Menagerie. Okay. I can make this work. This is a bit of a weird opening hand, but I can hang with this. Oh no! Maybe I can't hang with this. Shit. My opponent's deck appears to be a fast one, which might prove problematic. It's worth mentioning, by the way, that I'm pretty sure Planeswalkers are the most recent, like, card super type added to the... Well, I guess not a super type. It's the most recent card type added to the game. Right? Took you that long to make that decision, huh? My own deck is being used against me. I'm not into any of this. This is gonna be a bit of an issue. Keeper of Fables, once we can get that out, which we might be able to get that out, not next turn, but turn 4, I think, which might be too late, honestly. But yeah, Planeswalkers are super complicated. They function like no other card in the game. They're very powerful. Like most of your standard decks are probably... No! My Haven! I think this guy's probably got me. Because I play this deck, right? I play this Goblin deck. I don't play it with white mana. Honestly, Rip Apart seems pretty good. I might actually try to throw that in there instead of Scorching Dragonfire. Although Scorching Dragonfire's secondary ability of exiling things that it kills comes in handy more often than you might think. And it's only sorcery speed, so maybe not. I don't know. I think Scorching Dragonfire probably stays. But that's not a bad card, by any means. And the Artifact and Enchantment Destruction is nice as well. That's the sort of thing, if you were going to run it, you'd run multiple copies in your deck. I probably should have played... I would have liked to have played Thunder Snapper first. Probably should have. But I don't think I'm going to win this game in any event. I'm not super confident in my ability. This is a good deck. It wins maybe 1 out of 3 games, which is fine for me, especially because I've, like, not fucked with it at all. I'm sure there's a more efficient way of making this deck work. I just haven't determined that yet. Because, it works. That's the problem. Like, the starter red deck had obvious things that needed to be changed, like those, okay. Are you going to shock it twice? He's going to shock it twice. Okay, fine. Whatever. You've just... You know what you've done? You've made it an easy choice to kill your stupid Trash Master. That's literally all you have done. Then I'll cast Keeper of Fables. I don't think I'm going to win this one, if I'm being a totes honest here. It's probably going to shock it, if I'm... Yep. Or Burn Bright. Okay. That's also an option. This is about how I'd be playing this deck. You know what? I'm not recovering from this. Good job. Good game. Good for you. Here I am saying, like, oh, yeah, no, Massive Menagerie. It's a pretty good deck. And then I just shit everywhere. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Since I got to ramble about the color pie for a while. Okay. Cultivate. It's a janky start, but I'll keep it. This is what I said last game, and we all saw how that went. Witching Well, which is a nice early play. Yeah. We'll even draw into the Serpent of the Yawning Depths in time. Let's... See, what I should have done is done Thornwood Falls so I could play Cultivate turn 3. But whatever. This guy does not appear to be moving super quick either, which is good. This deck does not handle fast decks well, as you saw. It's a big... And I don't think that you could have a version of this deck that really quite functions the same way and still have it do well against super fast decks. Let's play this. Got 2 forests, 2 islands, and a Thornwood Falls. Which is not the fastest mana ramp that I've had with this deck, but we're doing okay. Leafkin Avenger. Okay, so we can attack with Warden of the Change now. It's got Trample, so blocking won't even do that much good. Got 6, yeah. Let's throw out Serpent. It's kind of flopping it out on the table there. Might have removal, might not. I've got more big creatures where that one came from. So let's go. Leafkin Avenger. Okay. Start attacking. I'll start blocking and I'll start killing. Mm-hmm. Does he have a trick? Maybe. But I would suspect not. It's only so much you can do for like a single. I mean, I guess he could have had Infuriate, in which case I would have seemed like a real big old dummy. Yeah, I'll keep Beanstalk Giant up at the top. Forward Falls should be fine. And then Land of War Visionary. I guess we could still... Yeah. Do that. And then we can do Witching Well some other time. I think maybe we attack. No attacks. Not for now. Not for right now. I never seem to attack that much with Serpent of the Yawning Depths, honestly. He just kind of arrives at a time when it's more advantageous to block. I think we can send Beanstalk Giant on an adventure and also cast him next turn, which is great. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sources of mana. If we draw another card, if we draw another land next turn, we'll have just enough to adventure him and cast him. Did not get that. That's fine. Let's do this on that. Why not? I'm liking this music, by the way. It's very adventurous. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Okay. Just enough. Keeper Fables. Throw him down. Another big boy. Big ol' cat. And then Fertile Footsteps. Fetches another land, which does go directly onto the battlefield, which is super cool. And then let's... Swing? They can't block him. He's a serpent, you see. He goes under the water. He's swimming up this river to get you, Phil. Am I recording this? No, I'm not. I didn't think I was. OBS had notifications for me, apparently. I don't know. Maybe it disconnected for a moment. Who's to say? Who is to say? By the way, make sure to like the video if you're enjoying the video. Hit the like button. Mechanic Salvo. Okay. I see. How unfortunate. It was a big dick move you just pulled there, sir. Okay, no blocks. Actually block? Yes. We're not using Almighty Brushwag for anything. He's a little bit more useful in this deck just because of the mana ramp, but once again, I'm unconvinced by the Brushwag's usefulness. If I'm being real honest. Can I cast both of these? I don't. No, I cannot. As long as he can't get rid of Beanstalk Giant, which is a big if, we might be okay. Because we can block... He attacks with both. We can block Warden of the Chained with the Giant. We can block Land of War Visionary. Okay. Okay. Duly noted, sir. Hard to say. Hard to say how this goes for us. If I'm being real honest. Uh-huh. Do here. Do this. Okay, so that we have enough. Activate this ability. Draw 2 cards. Okay, that's actually really good. Ram through. Kill, I think, one of the Leafkin Avengers, honestly. Can we still cast this? We can. Hell yeah. Let's do that. Can we cast Witching Well? No, we can't. No, we cannot. No attacks. Kind of hold off on that for now. I feel like we just kind of need to be able to survive this next little bit. Like, we're in a very bad position to be in, to be clear. But we could be in worse position. Because we could not have 2 11-11 stompy boys out on the field. So there's that. Oh no, he's gonna put a trample counter on something. That doesn't really matter. Actually, kinda does, I suppose. Oh no, you gave your trample thing trample. The horror. Okay, this is actually a great card for us right now. And we can do Witching Well as well, that's fine. No question mark? I'll keep Land of War Visionary because we need a body. Okay, this'll kill this thing. It's not ideal. But I think we get rid of Leafkin Avenger now. Because it has trample and it's a 7 power creature. So that seems like a worthy sacrifice. It's a bit of an expensive way of removing it without getting to keep Maleficent. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. That might have been a misplay. It's hard to say. But let's at least do this. Get another body on the field. And I think... Oh god, this is so difficult because we have so little life left. And I probably shouldn't have tapped Land of War Visionary for another Land of War Visionary. Ugh. No attacks. Gosh, this is stressful. Here's what I should not have done. I should have not have taken out his Leafkin Avenger with thing. I should have... Because that puts us both out a creature. 7/7 Trampler, that's true. But I could have blocked it with my Beanstalk Giant. It would have been fine. I would have killed it. That might have been a misplay. That might have been a big misplay. Probably should have gotten rid of one of his Wardens. I think he just won. Yep. Yes, he did. He sure did. Let's see if he figures that out, though. Yes, he did. He realized that he has enough power. We fought a good game, he and I. He just managed to pull it out a little bit ahead of me. All that power and nothing to do with it. That's why the Cup of the Cosmos, or whatever, Cosmic Elixir, Cosmos Elixir, would be useful. I think it was a misplay because it would have been more valuable to me to have a 6/6 on the field. I'm going to do one more. Because the wife ain't home to boot me off yet. Witching Well. Okay, this is an excellent opening hand for this deck, and I will show you why in due time. Normally, I would love to throw out Witching Well first, but I think it behooves me to be able to cast some of these, like one of these 2-drops. And I think it's going to be Marrowleaf Pixie, because I think I want to have a body on the field first before I start enchanting shit. Wolf Willow Haven has a little bit of utility as a turn 3 play, because you could still open up an additional mana and still have it usable. No! You bitch! Well... Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. And we're going to do... Is this good to keep? I think it is. Red and black. Which might be a little aggro, but we might be able to survive it for a while. Definitely not going to want for... Okay. Definitely not going to want for land. Here's what we can do. We can do this. And then play Cultivate. Throw down a forest. And, oh, we can throw down an island too. Cool. So, by turn, what? 4? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 mana available to us on turn 4. That's pretty good. I think we throw down the Serpent of the Yawning Depths. Depths. It is, I'd say it is a touch too slow, but it's super duper fun to play. I love being able to just flop out all this mana at once. Very fun. And like if you can get the mana ramp at just the right point. Oh shit biscuits. Do not like that, dude. Not one bit. I want to enter the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escaped. Crocs enters the battlefield. Each opponent. Okay. Discards a card. Oh. Because it has menace. Gotcha. Okay, let's do that. Draw a card. Island, don't mind if I do. Witching Well, draw 2 more cards. Ooh! Witching Well. Don't mind if I do. Sublime Epiphany is a pretty good card. It's kind of dumb. But dumb doesn't mean it's bad. But let's do Keeper of Fables on top of it. Get another creature out. Yeah? How does that sound? Fuck it. I think I'm a little bit too hesitant to attack with this deck. Let's fucking roll, yo. Slaughter Priest of Mogus. Don't know. This is going to be the last game for the day, by the way, folks. I hope you've enjoyed a slightly extended thing. It'll be me and Sam playing Don't Starve on Thursday. But for now, we're just chilling. Chilling like a couple of villains. Do this number. And this. Keeper of Fables. Draw into 2 cards, including our Sublime Epiphany, which is such a strange little thing. We're just going to keep bashing away. Another card. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not being pitted against the incompetent here. For sure. Okay. Could be tricks, but maybe not. I'm gonna kill the one thing that doesn't benefit you if it dies. Okay, so it gets +2/+2 in first strike. I see. Okay, good move. Very nicely played. Nicely done. Still, I blocked it, which is, you know, good in theory. Let's ram through. Actually, let's play... What do we want to do here? Elder Garrogoth is really good. So we're going to play him. Can we play Sublime Epiphany, too? We can! And I think we will. Yeah. Yes, we will. Target non-land permanent owner's hand. Token that's a copy of a creature you control. Yep. It draws a card. Okay. We're going to return that. Oh, okay. Well, bye. Cool story, bro. Later. Well, apparently, Anonymous, he agreed with you because he conceded the game. I guess he saw Sublime Epiphany and thought... Actually, I think I might have had him... Oh, well. He must have read the room in such a way that informed him that he was gonna fucking die. So, Magic the Gathering Arena, once again, a fun time to be had by all. Thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate you putting up with my technical difficulties early on. And I hope you enjoyed the stream. And we'll be back for more later. Maybe next Tuesday or next Thursday we'll do a Strixhaven draft and we'll have some fun with that. But until next time, I am Ned Finn. Thank you all very much for watching and goodbye.